Story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good morning and welcome to CoreTV News on the Hour. I am Martins Dixon. Following cases of escape from quarantine and surveillance by 2 Ebola disease patients from Lagos to Enugu and Port Harcourt, the Ministry of Health has said it will approach the National Assembly in order to enact a law that will criminalize movement of patients under surveillance during outbreak of epidemics such as Ebola virus disease. Minister of Health Onyebuchi Chukwu says that the review of the quarantine law became necessary given the current Ebola outbreak. According to the minister, the Health Ministry is strengthening surveillance and working with the National Assembly to review the country's quarantine law. He stressed that apart from the 2 known cases of escape to Enugu and Port Harcourt, no other cases have been identified, adding that nonetheless there is need to strengthen or set in motion an enabling law to prevent patients from escaping surveillance. 5 co-authors of the latest study on Ebola were killed by the virus before their research was published, highlighting the huge risks undertaken by those working to combat its spread. The study published recently discovered that the virus has mutated many times during the outbreak in West Africa, making establishing a treatment more difficult. Mbalu Foni, Alex Moigboy, Alice Kovoma, Mohammed Fula, and Sheikh Omar Khan worked with lead researchers at Harvard University to examine the current outbreak. Science Mark said all 5 were experienced members of the Kenema Government Hospital's Lassa fever team. Lassa fever infections have similar symptoms to Ebola. Their work sequenced the virus genomes from 78 patients and traced the outbreak in Sierra Leone to a funeral of a healer, which a pregnant Kenema Government Hospital Ebola patient and other women who were also infected had attended. 4 months before his death, Khan had described the dangers of treating people with the disease, telling Reuters he feared for his life. More than half of the 3,069 people infected by Ebola have died from the disease, which has spread across Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, Nigeria, and now Senegal. The World Health Organization has warned the current outbreak could infect up to 20,000 people before it ends. As the issue of the management of the Ebola virus disease outbreak and associated matters continue to generate reactions from Nigerians, the medical doctor and vice chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association, Lagos State Chapter, Segun Akinwotu, says the insurance and daily allowance for health workers involved in the management of patients at the Isolation Center for Ebola patients in Lagos should be extended to all health workers. Akinwotu, who was a guest on our flagship program Core Digest, says the outbreak of Ebola is what is with us now, but that there are other equally deadly ailments which are being managed, and all health workers should be covered to ensure that other such outbreaks are well managed.
I don't want to relate volunteering or being involved in Ebola management mainly with 60,000 naira, because it's just more like a compensation. As we say, we believe it's more of having health insurance that matters most. Okay. And we want to say that it's not even just health workers involved in Ebola management that should be insured. I think all medical personnel should be insured. It is very important. It is Ebola we have seen today. There are many other things.
He stressed that the move by the federal government to criminalize movement of people under quarantine is a step in the right direction.
No, that's the way to go. Because it's just like you are aware that this illness you have, it's not until you kiss somebody or you do something that is avoidable by you. It's just ordinary a handshake. You shake people you don't even know. You have contact with people you don't even know. So once you've been identified as a potential source of this illness, and you've been restricted from movement, and you decide to still move, we think the law should be able to come against you once you violate that law.
The Speaker, House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal, says it is undemocratic to over-militarize the country during 2015 elections, urging the Independent National Electoral Commission to ensure the conduct of a free and fair election. Speaking at the residence of the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Pius Odubu, before attending the wedding ceremony of the son of the Oba of Benin, Tambuwal explained that militarizing the environment during elections will discourage voters from freely participating in the poll. According to him, the country must not be over-militarized during elections to the extent that voters get intimidated and scared and they rather withdraw and remain indoors. There are speculations that the Speaker may soon dump the People's Democratic Party for the All Progressives Congress, where he is expected to vie for the presidential ticket of the party. The Independent National Electoral Commission has declared the Saturday Niger East senatorial by-election inconclusive due to irregularities in some polling units. The INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner in Niger State, Emmanuel Onucheyo, made this known at the end of the result collation in Mina. He says another election will be held in some polling units in Boso, Chanchaga, Munya, Paikoro, Rafi, and Shiroro local government areas on September 6. The by-election was held in 9 councils, which includes Boso, Chanchaga, Gurara, Munya, Paikoro, Rafi, Shiroro, Suleja, and Tafa. He says the election witnessed cases of ballot box snatching, armed twisting of electoral officials, and violence. Onichio stressed the standing results for the 4 parties that participated were given as All Progressives Congress, 84,689, the All Progressives Grand Alliance, 2,099, People's Democratic Party, 89,640, and the Social Democratic Party, 460. The number of registered voters was 937,443. Number of accredited voters, 199,790, and 176,888 was the number of valid votes cast. Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola has blamed the economic woes of the country on the abandonment of the nation's rail system by the federal government. Fashola made this known after inspecting the Nigerian Railway Corporation maintenance yard in Apapa. Abiola Oluwole was there and filing this report as presented from our studios.
The visit to the Nigerian Railway Corporation maintenance yard Apapa by Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola is in continuation of the Lagos government effort to ensure a cleaner and safer environment in Apapa. The obviously abandoned yard has become a community to destitute. Lamenting the level of environmental degradation in the area, Fashola expresses displeasure over the neglect of the NRC maintenance yard, which according to him was a major channel of transport from Apapa port to other parts of the country in the 70s. He says reviving the nation's rail system is key to having a sustainable transportation Nigerians are yearning for.
It's not enough to go and buy coaches and say that we have revived rail. How many coaches are running? Until we can move heavy cargo, goods, containers, fuel on our existing rail network, then we're far from it.
Fashola also visited the LASMA headquarters in Oshodi to inspect some newly acquired tow trucks by the agency. The governor did not hide his displeasure in how the federal government has allowed multi-billion naira Nigeria Railways facility rot away. His remarks certainly represent what many Nigerians have been clamoring for, reviving the Nigerian rail system.
You're watching CoreTV News on the hour. We'll be taking a break. I'll be back shortly. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, our 24-hour news station.
Leading political parties have recently expressed high expectations towards the fast approaching 2015 general elections. Many citizens equally are looking forward to the general polls. Omotayo Alo, who visited Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, has more on these expectations.
Ilorin was quiet and peaceful as residents go about their daily businesses. Residents here seemed to be politically active as they were eager to talk on their expectations for the 2015 general elections in Ilorin.
That will do a favor for us. They don't pray that as you enter.
I prefer PDP to rule this Kwara State.
It's better we just vote for people that we know are capable, competent people, that we know that when they get there, they will do what is best.
They should know that this nation is greater than anybody.
A member of the ruling All Progressive Congress and senior special assistant to the governor of Kwara State and media, Muhyiddin Akorede, says the Kwara State government has provided employment opportunity for the teeming unemployed in the state.
Next year, we have very robust administration here in Kwara State. Based on what the governor has done, I believe, and strongly too, this is my personal opinion, that he should continue to do his good work. And that any other administration at the local level or state level, in any other places where you have touched people's lives, sometimes you don't even have to. Once people connect with you and they know that this man has worked for us, your work is done.
Special advisor to the executive governor on information says the ruling government has made life comfortable for the masses.
The ruling party in Kwara State is the All Progressive Congress, APC. And that come rain, come shine, will win election. Some people will be doing high GG, what I call initial gra-gra. They are foreign politicians. They don't have any connection with the grassroots. Some of them live in Abuja, some live in Lagos, some live, they will not come. Even during the PVC collection, they were not anywhere to be seen. So they are Abuja politicians, they are foreigners. It is we eat and dine with the people.
But the People's Democratic Party in Kwara says all is not well with governance in the state, and the party is set to take over governance so as to make life comfortable for all residents of Kwara State.
We already have our manifesto, we already have even canvassers. Recently, we have bought vehicles for all the 16 local government councils in Kwara State. Not only that, we are about distributing 200 motorcycles to all our canvassers in 193 wards of Kwara State. We have a good message to the people of Kwara State, and we are fully prepared.
Political tempo can be said to be building up in Kwara State as politicians and residents prepare towards the general elections coming up in 2015. All roads lead to the Kwara State Government House come 2015 elections. Political parties have expressed the desire to grasp the seats of the state, but it is left to the citizens who will be exercising their voting right come 2015 elections. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Ilorin.
Judicial workers under the aegis of Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria has threatened to resume their suspended strike on October 2. It was learned that Jason gave the threat after the meeting of the National Executive Council of the Union during the weekend. The union was said to have resolved to embark on a fresh round of strike if stakeholders refuse to comply with the Memorandum of Understanding reached. Separately with them on January 1 and August 1, 2014, rising from the emergency NEC meeting of the union held at Labour House, Abuja, the union condemned the failure of the stakeholders, including Accountant General of the Federation and others, to respect the MOU they entered into with Jason. A communique released after the meeting was jointly signed by the President, Marwan Adamu, and the union's General Secretary, Isaiah Adetola. The union commended the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Aloma Mukhtar, for her intervention in asking the stakeholders to address issues relating to demand of the union in order to disruption of judicial activities at the end of the 45 days given in the aforesaid Memorandum of Understanding. The role of Nigerian actors in the democratization of the country has again been brought to the fore. The Golden Movies Ambassadors, a non-governmental organization, has organized a lecture to dwell on the need to bridge the gap between democracy and the movie industry. Anita Fatinji has the details.
Bridging the gap between Nigerian democracy and the entertainment industry is the theme of the lecture. Speaking at the lecture, the president of Women Arise, Joe Oke Odumakin, says there is no way democracy can thrive when the entertainment world is not being helped to mirror the society.
Entertainment world is meant to mirror the society. And as soon as it stops mirroring the society, that gap ceases to exist. There must be that synergy. The entertainment world, the art, the movie industry must help to project the image of the society. And then when we have the ease of the society, it will also help to mirror it. And they will also be like good role models. And as it's extremely difficult to clap with one hand, as the entertainment world is doing that, government must ensure that the law outlawing piracy is made, to take its full course.
And while the president of the association, Sahid Balogun, stated aims and objectives of the association.
Entertainment generally, for you to now have a conference and have 15 professional body apart from the old people, a lot of those people we call them in their departure halls. 80, 85 who are ready to go, who have led us to where we are today. But no regard for us in entertainment. We are here to say we are the voice of this country. We are the voice of Africa. Enough of talking. Action. Actualization of our dream. Actualization of our future. Bringing the goodies of the whole world, painting Nigeria in a good frame of mind of those people who are external there. That is what this association is all about.
Without them, you don't have drama, you don't have theater. Without the actors, we have power. But it's power that needs to be used and they are honored. And it's the way we treat ourselves and the way we behave on set.
However, to this movie ambassador Alex Uwaifo, research needs to be carried out by both the government and the industry, and solutions needs to be preferred as to how piracy can be curbed.
I think individually we are trying, but I don't know what the government is actually doing. Maybe we have certain policies that are not exactly well, implemented, But I think we should be more. The government should take it very seriously. What we need to do very seriously is that we should carry out researches. It's not just trying to fight something. We should be able to carry out researches. Let's know how, how terribly, piracy has dealt with the industry, and the people behind it, and maybe, suggest, solutions.
Actors in the country are no doubt role models for majority of the population. That is why their role in any struggle is important. Nigeria's democracy is closely linked to the voice of the Nollywood. Anita Fatunji, CoreTV News, Lagos.
And now to business. As part of efforts to encourage accuracy in financial reportage, a media consultancy outfit has organized a one-day training program in Lagos for financial business reporters across the country. This seminar, the organizers say, is aimed at familiarizing business journalists with effective financial reporting techniques. Rashid was at the training program and filed in this report.
Nigeria recently emerged the biggest economy on the African continent. The country, no doubt, should run an accounting system which is in conformity with international financial reporting standards. This will enable international trade partners to easily understand companies' accounts from the country, thus easing cross-boundary transactions. The resource person at the training program, Chris Okwe, laments Nigeria's low level of compliance with international standards. However, he is optimistic that there will be improvement with time.
We do have a problem around the people who want to provide this service, and that's in terms of competence. And then we have, on the other part, the people who want to receive the service, who may not even be convinced. But I think we are trending well. We're trending well on the conversion train, and believe me, more and more people are getting more interested in IFRS.
The media, it was emphasized, must play a major role in informing the people about new technologies and developments in the financial world.
In a sense, number one is to keep journalists abreast of
the happenings within the economy, as it were, particularly as concerns reporting, financial reporting. And number two, to help them familiarize with the new standards, the new IFRS standards, as it impacts how they report, in the media. Again, is to enhance, their knowledge.
Finance and business journalists present say the training is timely as it complements efforts geared towards enlightening the people.
There's a lot of improvements this year to help journalists to do critical analysis on financials when they are published, ask the right questions, and then inform the investing public appropriately.
With the training of journalists in standard financial reporting, better days can be said to be ahead in the world of business as Nigeria prepares to embrace new financial models. Rashid, CoreTV News, Lagos.
It's time for break. I will be back shortly. Stay with us.
Torschütze zum zwischenzeitlichen 1:1. Semenike schickt Musa, da ist Ahmed Musa! Und da ist der Ausgleich!
It's a beautiful Saturday evening in the city of Lagos.
Off the turn, Phelps had it, but then Matsui kept going.
Idols. 5 to shoot. Leonard does.
Welcome back. The attempted assassination of a top military commander plunged Lesotho into further turmoil on Sunday, following an apparent coup that forced the Prime Minister to flee to neighboring South Africa. Gunmen attacked the Maseru home of Lieutenant General Mapagranke Mahao. District Police Commissioner Mafoken Kolo confirmed, deepening a seeming battle for control of the military. The pre-dawn attack on Saturday was reportedly unsuccessful, killing only a dog, but Mahao's whereabouts is now unknown. Mahao had been appointed head of the Lesotho Defense Force by Prime Minister Tau Tabani shortly before he was forced to flee to South Africa in the early hours of Saturday. Previous Commander Lieutenant General Tlali Kamoli was accused of leading a coup attempt against him, a charge the military denies. Low-ranking soldiers said it was unclear who is now giving their orders. They remain confined to the barracks. As some life returned to Lesotho streets Sunday, it was not clear who was in charge of the beautifully but poor mountainous kingdom of 2 million people. And that's all we can take on this hour. Next is Core Digest. Do stay with us.